So we're going to be shooting to a video right now that is going to change the way that you see personal development and your expansion forever, for the rest of your life. You're going to love this video.
I'm going to be running a completely free event right out here in New York City.
And we have another one coming up the week after, coming up in Boston and Washington, D.C. So if you'd like to attend one of those, click the link below. The next ones after that are going to be Dallas, Houston, Austin, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Vegas, San Diego, San Francisco, Orlando, and Miami. If you want to attend a free event, do it for real this year. Click the link below. Watch this video for a sec. This is about leading movements, and then I'm going to break it down. How long does that run? 3 minutes? Yeah. Let it rip. 3-minute video. Easy to watch, and I'll break it down a bit, and then we'll go to the next thing. Go ahead.
If you've learned a lot about leadership and making a movement, then let's watch a movement happen start to finish in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons. First, of course, a leader needs the guts to stand alone and look ridiculous. But what he's doing is so simple, it's almost instructional. This is key. You must be easy to follow. Now here comes the first follower with a crucial role. He publicly shows everyone else how to follow. Notice how the leader embraces him as an equal. So it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Notice how he's calling to his friends to join in. So it takes guts to be a first follower. You stand out and you brave ridicule yourself. Being a first follower is an underappreciated form of leadership. The first follower transforms a lone nut into a leader. If the leader is the flint, the first follower is the spark that really makes the fire. Now here's the second follower. This is a turning point. It's proof the first has done well. Now it's not a lone nut and it's not two nuts. 3 is a crowd and a crowd is news. A movement must be public. Make sure outsiders see more than just the leader. Everyone needs to see the followers because new followers emulate followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, then 3 more immediately. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point, and now we have a movement. As more people jump in, it's no longer risky. If they were on the fence before, there's no reason not to join in now. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, and they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. And over the next minute you'll see the rest who prefer to stay part of the crowd, because eventually they'd be ridiculed for not joining. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how a movement is made. So let's recap what we've learned. If you are a version of the shirtless dancing guy, all alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals, making everything clearly about the movement, not you. Be public, be easy to follow. But the biggest lesson here, did you catch it? Leadership is over-glorified. Yes, it started with the shirtless guy, and he'll get all the credit, but you saw what really happened. It was the first follower that transformed a lone nut into a leader. There's no movement without the first follower. See, we're told that we all need to be leaders, but that would be really ineffective. The best way to make a movement, if you really care, is to courageously follow and show others how to follow. When you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first person to stand up and join in.
The hard part is sticking yourself out there and being the first one to do it, right? That's the hard part. But you know, that's where the money is. So sticking yourself out, then a couple people follow, then more people follow, then more people follow. Then what winds up happening is it actually creates a social pressure on people that aren't doing it to join in. And so you'll see the laggards. There's a book. What's that book? Is it Jeffrey Miller? It's I'll figure out the title for you. But basically what happens is that like an iPhone, right? When people would adopt the iPhone, at first you have like the early adopters. Oh, it's called Crossing the Chasm, I think, by Jeffrey Miller. What he has here, he calls that, I'm gonna guess that says innovators, early adopters. That's the hardest chasm to cross. Early majority, late majority, laggards. So what I'm trying to show you guys is how to be at the innovator stage. And what this is doing, what you're doing there is you're breaking the group think. So in effect what you're doing, now pay very, 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 very close attention. There's 2 different ways that people see reality. One of them is through your own eyes. The other is that we look at social feedback. So we look at who has the most congruence, who has the most social proof, and then we follow them. Okay, so who here can define congruence? Go for it. Loud.
Where your actions and energy match your interpretation.
Yeah, your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned. Say that with me. Thoughts, words, actions. Okay, so you can always look at somebody and be like, how congruent or aligned is this person's thoughts, words, and actions? But also you look at, well, how many other people believe them? Right? One of the big things we saw in 2020 was major groupthink, where people are not thinking for themselves. So we live in a society where most people struggle to think for themselves, but it's actually a mental muscle to be able to see things for yourself. And you can immediately tell somebody's vibe who's able to see things for themselves. They're not drawn in by halo effects. They're not drawn in by social proof. It's like, well, okay, that's a social proof. It doesn't mean anything. It means literally nothing. It's just an indication of where the masses are at. But that's also what allows you to have that multi-million-dollar idea. It's what allows you to innovate. It's what allows you to be a leader. But that said, you still want to learn from who? Mentors. So rather than looking at what's most popular, you have high-level people who you respect and who you know have good answers, and you can learn from them. But let me tell you something. I've paid very literally millions of dollars in courses and mentors and seminars. But every single mentor or course that I ever went to, and these were guys that are mega famous, nonetheless, it's still on me at the end of the day to decide what I think about their teaching. So I'll give them a chance, and I'll pay them, and I'll thank them. But at the end of the day, it's still on me to decide whether I'm going to listen or not, straight up. But I'm going to give what they have to say a chance because they do have the credibility. But at that point, it's still ultimately the decisions with myself. So that is what we call social conditioning. Social conditioning trickles down in a lot of different ways. And you have it to where things like, work a 9 to 5, eat food that's going to poison you, engage in lifestyle habits that are going to poison you, engage in thoughts that are going to poison you. Social conditioning in general is pretty much satanic, more or less, but has maybe some good things in it. So be aware that whatever social conditioning that you're in is holding you back. Now, you know what we saw when everybody comes up and they have stifling? You know what we saw? That is triggered in large part by social conditioning, combined with the food intake that we have and different things like that. So that's triggered by social conditioning. So what you guys just saw there was social conditioning in action. And what you've got to ask yourself is, what is it specifically that is holding you back? And when you start to get an eye for this, you can literally look somebody directly in the pupils and you can see how much their soul is being sucked out of their body by the social conditioning. You can actually see it. It's a whole other level of awareness that, like, even when I'm saying it, it's weird to me that not everybody sees it, but I remember 20 years ago when I didn't see it. So again, what we're leading at is being an innovator, being a communicator, being a pioneer, getting your ideas out there, but also how to even talk into a camera. So the next exercise that we're going to do is just learning to get out of your own way. I'm going to call this the magic 8-ball exercise. So what I want you to do is go with either 1 or 2 partners, and I want you to take about maybe about a minute to 90 seconds each, and I want you to make your mind go blank, just straight up blank. And once you have your mind blank, then what I want you to do is say whatever comes into your head. So blank out your mind, and then say whatever it is that comes in your head. Now, there's only 2 rules. Rule number 1 is don't associate from the environment. So in other words, don't be like ceiling, floor, chair, anybody, a 2-year-old can do that. So don't associate from the environment. The other one is don't associate off the previous word. Don't be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, red, blue, green, yellow, purple, right? Don't do that. If you catch yourself doing it, just move off it. So don't associate off the previous word. Don't associate off the environment. So let me show you an example. So let's just say I'm sitting here and I just freeze my brain and I say banana, ladder, airplane, waterfall, wheat, book, wind. Okay, so take your time with it, okay? So freeze your mind, okay, freeze it. Like, in other words, meditate, be present, and go with a partner and let the word come up. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to show you how to get out of your own way, okay? How to get out of your own way. So pick a partner. We'll do that for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes each, okay? Go for it, guys. So go out of your own head and put yourself in what it's like to be me, right? So I've got like this huge picture that I want to show you. And it's going to change your life financially, happiness-wise, everything, okay? And it's going to prevent BS from entering your life on levels that you wouldn't even imagine. So that's all in my head. But the problem is, it's such a broad picture, it's hard for me to relay it. So two of the ways that we've tried to relay this thus far is I've tried to show you with, and the other one is I've tried to show you with getting out of your own way. That's two ways that we've begun to go down the rabbit hole. Now the rabbit hole is, boom, and we've gone down like less than what's even in your fingers, like inside the fingerprint hole, okay, in your fingers. But I'm trying to open your mind up a little bit, okay? So very quickly, the vocal thing, when I'm bringing you up here showing you that, the vocal thing isn't the vocal thing. It is the vocal thing, because it's practical, but it's not really the vocal thing. It's revealing the locks and the kinks in the hose of the mind. It's showing you different insecurities that you have and ways that you hold yourself back, okay? And there's many, 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 many different levels to this, okay? By the way, okay, we're all adults here. I'm gonna say something a little bit crazy. For the guys in here, okay? When you use your voice the way that I'm showing you, try using your voice like that when you go out and watch what happens, okay? I'll leave it at that, okay? Watch what happens when you're clearly the most dominant, confident man who's having fun and joking around an environment. Try it tonight and watch what happens, okay? Like you will see, okay, you will come in here tomorrow screaming and shrieking like, what was that? You will lose your mind with what will happen, okay? Watch what happens. It becomes a problem because your best friend has his wife there and you've got to learn to tone it back because it's going to make a problem. Like it becomes a literal headache, okay? Like it becomes it's what you call a quality problem, okay? You're going to have a lot of quality problems, yes.
So what are women supposed to do in that case?
I think there's many great dating tips out for women, but that one for guys is like a big one. Like I remember when I was younger and I learned to use my voice better and I'd be sitting like at Starbucks and like women would just start jumping on my lap. Women would grab my head and start making out with me and I'm like this like virgin little autistic idiot. And I'm like, wow, what's happening? Like, you know, so it was kind of like a crazy thing. So yeah, when you learn how to not be stifled, because what it shows is that you're the leader. And when you're the leader, it's just a completely different ballgame, okay? I coached men's dating for 20 years. People give me a lot of blowback for it. The media hates me for it. But I coached men's dating for 20 years. And that was one of the first things that I would coach guys on. And I would take guys out actually in public and I'd show them. And their minds are blown, okay? Like I had, and a lot of people get mad at me for it. Like I had this one video with like this little 5'2", like nerdy little kid who could barely talk. And I'm just brutally, viciously browbeating him. And they cut that and they put it on TikTok and it did 5 million views like overnight. And I was on like every podcast. They're like, that guy's an asshole. Like that guy's being a dick. Why would he treat that kid like that? I'm like, that's y'all's limitation because I don't give that kid limitation. That kid is making so much more cash. He's got an Instagram model girlfriend and he was like a barely able to talk 5'2" nerdy little introvert and literally has changed around his entire life. He's got a long way to go, but changed around his whole life. I was hard on him because I believe in him. I think the people attacking him were the people that said he can't change. Yes. I believed he could change. So, yeah, you can truly change. That guy's come a long way, but many, many, many people who didn't have 5 million view TikToks also came a long way. So, I tried to show that to you at that level. Thanks. I've tried to show that to you at that layer, at that level. I've tried to show you this other exercise of getting out of your own way. So you remember I said I'm up here and I'm doing public speaking, I'm going to be showing you guys things about communication. That there, which we call that the magic 8-ball exercise, is an exercise in public speaking. Because what that exercise is a way to identify how you can speak without getting in your own way. So the way that you do public speaking without PowerPoint notes is be authentic and get out of your own way. And you will just relay what it is that you have to relay. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm able to do this without notes. I'm just sharing with you what's in my mind without getting in my own way. And then I have energy because of the fact I'm not getting in my own way. So the last one that we're gonna do as far as exercises, then we'll do some other stuff too. But for exercises is I want you to describe your drive to work here. And I want you to do that in a way that's inappropriately awesome. So in other words, I want you to take something that content-wise is excruciatingly boring, like your drive here, but make it sound amazing. So you're basically what you're doing is you're decoupling the verbal content from the emotion. So in other words, you could take something shocking, like say you got abducted by an alien. Well, if you got abducted by an alien, there'd be a certain tone. I was abducted, right? But what if I just said, I was abducted by an alien? Right, that'd be almost too boring for that kind of topic, right?
Where's Chase?
So what if you were to say, instead, you're describing your drive to work, but you made it awesome. Okay, like you're describing your drive here, or your flight here, and you make it awesome. Again, that shows you that you can entrance people with anything. It doesn't have to be the perfect thing, right? Because in a lot of social skills, people are like, well, what do I say? What's the perfect thing to say? There is no perfect thing to say. It's the emotion that you put behind it. When I would teach dating back in the day, I would make videos of me picking up girls without even talking at all. I don't even need to talk. I don't even need to open my mouth. Likewise, I'd make videos. I'd show this stuff in hidden camera with censored faces. I used to, back in the day, I'd show videos of me able to pick up a girl just saying the word hot dog, pepper, hamburger, salad, and I could do that too. You can do, because they're hearing the cadence in what you're saying. They're hearing the cadence. They're looking at eye contact, body language, leading, energy, vibe, and so on and so forth. The media hates me for this because they're like, look at his advice. He says that you should do dating by talking about a hamburger. You know, they do stuff like that. I would just do these freaky examples, just weird random examples, just to show people it's not what you think it is. So what I want to show you is nonverbals. So the problem is that what you're trying to, so here's what you're doing, okay? You are limited because the only time that you can get excited is when the words are exciting. I'm not limited because look, even when I'm saying I'm not limited, how am I saying I'm not limited? I'm not limited. Look what I'm doing. All I'm saying is I'm not limited. All I'm saying is I'm not, but I'm making it's not the biggest deal ever, right? I will show you how to talk. What am I even doing? I'm just saying I'll show you how to talk. Like, look at that, stupid. Look what I'm doing, see?
It's the beard, man.
You see what I'm doing?
Is it the beard?
You can take me out of Alaska, but you can't take Alaska from my soul, bro. Yeah, guys, I've literally been like going through Alaska on about $100,000 trip to Alaska with my family for the past like 6 weeks. It's been totally crazy. Like I'm back here in LA. I feel like I'm in a different planet. It's super crazy. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna leave this for a minute. So, okay, like I just came back from Alaska. I just came back from a trip, right? I could just say like all I'm saying is I came back from a trip. I just came back from a trip. Look, it's just stupid, right? I walked in the room. I walked up these stairs, walked to the front, pulled up the mic, and touched my beard. That's not even funny, right? I touched my beard. You can tell that I've been like rampaging through nightclubs for like 20 years, just keeping everybody stimulated, right? So it's right. It's this thing where, okay, I came here today to share with you how to talk about nothing. Do you understand? Thank you. Okay. Right? Look, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I'm just saying what am I doing here? But look what I'm doing. What am I doing here? You see what I'm doing? I'm Owen. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I love you too.
Okay, right? What am I doing? Hey! What am I doing? Hey! Look at me!
Imposing.
Hello! Look at me! See what I'm doing? I'm just saying, look at me. Look at me! See that? Okay? So try that just for a little bit. I'm just showing you a little bit of stagemanship. Question?
No, but
Yes.
When I want to talk something about real estate,
The best way to make a sale in real estate is take your beard and go, now give me the cash. I'm just kidding. Yeah, go ahead.
no, but I mean, if I want to say something about the market, I'm not gonna yell, be loud.
No, but there's another thing too. Well, so I'm teaching this in layers, okay? I'm teaching this in layers. So her question, but I'm zooming ahead a little bit, but I'm gonna slightly zoom ahead. Okay, so there's a difference when LeBron James walks in a room and he's walking in a chill way, him even in repose, you can feel he could beat your ass. Like, say LeBron walks up to you and he's like, hi there, and he just walks up and he shakes your hands. It's because he could do that. You can feel it coming off of him. Is there anybody here who does martial arts or fights? Okay, so do you guys ever notice that even when you just walk up to somebody, they tend to kind of be like they'll kind of back off even though you're not even doing anything? Because they can feel the sort of like kinetic potential emanating off of you that you could beat their ass. So it's the same kind of thing where when you have the ability to express freely and then you're quiet, it's a very different kind of thing. This is kind of a funny thing, but I teach people how to have a greater range. But in my regular life, I try to talk like I'm Tom Brady. Do you guys ever notice when Tom Brady talks, he's just like, hey guys, it's Tom. I really respect the other team. They're a great team and I have great respect for them. But you know in Tom's mind's like, we will eat them alive. We will take their heart and destroy it. Like, I'm really sure Tom won 7 Super Bowls. Like, they're a great team and they're really nice, right? Like, because they always catch these clips of Tom like on the field, like kicking the thing and like screaming. But they're like, but I thought Tom's nice. Like, why is he doing it? It's like, this man is a killer, okay? He's a certified, like, I'm really sure the man became the most successful, greatest athlete as far as like championships of all time. Or I guess not a championship, it's Bill Russell, or whoever it is. But, you know, he became like the most successful modern athlete. Like, no, this man is like a raging killer. But when he talks, he's like, hey everyone, it's Tom, I'm super nice. Like, I'm just like you guys, just like you. No difference with me and you. So, meanwhile, Tom's like, I will eat your lunch, I will eat your face, I will take your house, I will take everything. I will play football till I'm 45. I don't care if my wife leaves me. I will play till the bitter end, because he's a killer, right? But he'll look like he's chill. But the problem is, you can't look like that and have it mean anything until you have the first step, which is that you don't have to be like that. Right? If you try to copy Tom Brady from the jump and you're like, hi, I'm Tom, you just look like a geek. But if you clearly have more potency to you and you're being friendly, it comes across as really, really nice. Right? That's where like people tell you like you know, be a nice guy, be a nice person. That's like what that really means is like be somebody who doesn't have to be nice and then be nice. That's what that means. But the problem is that for a lot of us, being nice, you're being nice because you have no choice. You're being nice because you don't have any other option. You're being nice as a survival strategy. It's not something actually proactive or authentic. So let's do that exercise. My name is Owen. Right? You're just taking something boring and you're making it interesting, okay? So describe your drive here or your flight here, something very boring, but in a way where you add volume, cadence, extra power to it, make it interesting. Learn how to disconnect the verbal content from the emotion that you're giving. There's many layers to this, but we're kind of just going a little bit down the rabbit hole. Give that a crack. We'll do that for about 2-3 minutes. Let's go. Okay, guys, so what did you notice from doing that little exercise? I'll teach you a couple things, but what did you notice so far? Yeah.
Halfway through, she got a lot more excited about her own drive.
About her drive? Okay, good, yeah. Nice. Okay, what else?
You can make anything seem exciting.
Yeah, no, you really can. It's kind of a crazy thing. Yeah, what else?
And let me be free flow and just go at it.
Very good. Yes. What else?
You gotta tell a story.
Yeah, I'd say that's true, but what I want to emphasize is I want to show you how to tell a story about some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Okay? I want to show you how to tell a story about like nonsense. Okay? The way that I found this out, I woke up today and I got out of my bed and I looked around the room and I just thought to myself, oh, look, there's the wall. So I get up, get out of bed, I feel the rug under my toes. I'm like, look at that. Another day at 40-frickin-3, touching my toes on the rug.
Lucky.
So anyway, 1 foot forward, the heel hits the ground. Then my forefoot hits the ground. Then my toes push me. And I went in the bathroom. And, I got a bit of a pot belly going right now. So, I can't even see it anymore at this point. I just let it rip. And then, it's a very relaxing moment. And, I'm just sitting there, I'm just chilling, I'm relaxing. Another day, another whiz. What would you give for one more whiz? If you had cancer, guys. So I had another nice whiz. And anyway, I got some toothbrush, put it in my mouth. I know some of the women in here, they think I'm doing something else, but little electric toothbrush going, okay? Not as satisfying for me, but So did that. So anyway, I got to grab a shirt, got to go meet up with Mr. Marcel Klein, meet up with y'all.
Yeah.
So you know what I did?
What?
I hit the freaking Uber, boy. I called that Uber. Hey, what?
The full Uber?
The entire Uber X, bro.
Boom.
Boom. Okay. So, hell yeah. So, yeah, So then I got in the car, and we're driving down the highway, and it was a lot of rush hour. Who here's LA based? Put your hands up if you're LA based. Okay, you don't know how rush hour gets this hour, right? I was in the car for almost 2 hours to get out here. It was crazy. But it's worth it, because I love you guys.
Oh, man.
And now we're here together, talking some crazy shit. That's it, okay? So see, some people would be like, they're like, what do you say? Like, how do you keep a conversation going? I'm like, tell them about your drive there. They're like, okay, I drove there. I drove there, that's it, right? So you can add on body language, cadence, tonality. You could use a shotgun type to bang. You could use staccato, kind of break it up. You can stretch it. You could go quiet as like a vacuum and pull people into what you're saying. You could be excited. Yep. Yeah, it's like, why do human beings watch a fire? They watch a fire specifically because it just keeps moving and changing. So a lot of this is also learning to cut through the noise. Okay, you're cutting through the noise. You'll notice that when people are supported by a corporation, their main goal, okay, last kind of quick point here. This is a powerful point for any entrepreneurs. When you're corporate sponsored, they provide the clicks, they provide the viewership, they provide the audience. So if you have a big corporation that's gonna, like if you're Justin Timberlake, you're not trying to act all crazy, right? If you're Justin Timberlake, you're just like, I love you, ooh, do, 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 I'm Justin, do, 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 I love you, woo, woo, right? That's all he has to do. That's like a Justin song. And then they'll put the audience in there of all the screaming fans. They'll put him on the radio. So their only goal with Justin is just not to offend anybody. Now, compare that to a group like NWA back in like 1989 with Straight Outta Compton. Okay, at this point, that's the mainstream. Their Dr. Dre is the mainstream. He was even on the board of directors at Apple. But at the time, if you look at NWA, compare the potency, even if you don't like the music, compare the potency of the album Straight Outta Compton compared to Justin Timberlake. I like Justin Timberlake. I've actually briefly met him. A very nice person. Of course he is. But think about that, right? The potency of the music. So if you're not like a corporate sponsored news person, they're in their little suit. They're like, hello there, here's the news, and I'm not gonna hurt anyone's feelings. Like they're just gonna do that. But if you're somebody where you're doing it yourself, you shouldn't pull your punches.
It should be more polarizing?
Well, my view is there should be some potency behind it, right? Like, okay, say I have a giant beard like this. Looks insane. But if you see a guy with a giant red beard on YouTube, it's kind of hard to forget who that guy is. So as a result, I've done a couple $100 million in sales. For any guys here, could you handle growing a big beard for a couple $100 million in revenue to your business? Who cares? Can you handle not pulling your punches? Can you handle having some haters for that kind of cash? but it's not about the cash. I'm just trying to relate to you. It's about the impact that you're making on the world. So people that are kind of more do it themselves, they don't tend to pull their punches in the way that corporate sponsored people do. They will tend to be like people who don't have corporate sponsorship tend to be more charismatic. They tend to be a little bit more out there. There's a little bit more potency to them to cut through the noise because they don't have a bought and paid for crowd, bought and paid for social proof, bought and paid for clicks, bought and paid for airtime. Now everybody does it their own way. I have my way of doing it. You have your way of doing it. Room full of half women, you don't need a beard, don't worry, you'll be okay. But, okay, you don't, like, there's a million different ways to do things and to stand out. But don't be afraid to stand out. And when somebody comes along who's willing to spit their truth and willing to not filter themselves and willing to punch through the wall, that's very, very, very addictive and almost impossible not to watch. Now, I've applied this in business, and we've helped to do organic traffic with huge companies, but also with regular people. And I've got, you can ask me at the back, I've got countless success stories of some of the biggest influencers, especially in long form. Top in dance, many of the top in spiritual growth, top in computer programming, top in like the most random things you could think of. You ask me, there's probably a 60-70% chance that I coach the top in it. We just coach a lot of people. So I do my own public speaking, but I also manage other people's social media behind the scenes. My little thing that I do is almost like a hobby. My main revenue comes from either working with really, really wealthy guys or with helping other people grow their followings. Not only that, but for any of you guys who remember me, back in the day, I always had a team of coaches. Every single coach on my team was famous. Every single one of them became a multi-millionaire. Every single one of them was incredible at public speaking, incredible at presenting. I've taught that to my own kid, okay? Like I'll maybe bring him tomorrow. Like my kid can do this, okay? And I taught it to my kid just by being around me, learning through osmosis. So who here wants to come up and do a little bit of public speaking?
What's the topic?
Well, we're gonna do improv. Okay, so you can come up. Okay, so I'm gonna have him do a couple little drills. So first of all, okay, do that. Okay, is he at his proper volume? Is that his real volume? Hold this. Okay, you're gonna use that, okay? Okay, show your proper volume.
Like how I talk normally?
No, not your fake, that's as loud as I could volume, the real one.
Hey guys.
No, show me the real. Show me the real one. That was fake. The one you did wasn't real.
Okay.
It was what you did was like, it was like that. Yeah, show me the real one. That's fake. Show me the real one. Show me as loud as you can. Okay, good. Now let's pause him, okay? So what is good and what is bad about what he did there? I'm just going to show him a couple things. What's good and what's bad? What do you guys say is the good?
Yeah, it was loud.
It was loud, yeah? What else was good about it? Yeah, he went for it, okay? What are some of the problems that he had?
Like it was uncontrolled. Chewing gum. Tiny bit stifled.
Yeah, so what it was he, okay, look at me. Okay, so you want to have clean sound. Okay, go as loud as you can with clean sound. Yeah, but now you're at about a 5. Now you're at about a 4. It's better, for sure better. Try again. Okay, let's get more power behind it. No, now you went backwards. You guys know I'm not on the speakers, right? We're not connected to speakers right now. Okay. Okay, that's as good as he's gonna get, I think, for now. Okay, give me a hand, guys. That's excellent. Very good. It's better. Who else is gonna pop up? Come on up. Okay. Excellent. Very, very good. Do it again. He's holding himself back. Can you guys see where he's holding himself back a little bit there? By the way, the end goal of this is not just to yell, it's to be able to speak without needing the speakers, okay? So I want you to eventually stabilize this. Okay, go ahead. What would you say out of 10 where he's at for his 10? Everybody's is different. Some people their 10's different than others. Is it? I'd put him at about an 8. Let's see you at a 10. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Now, let's get up some people. So those are both two of my ex-students. Let's get up some people that are not my students. So for example, you could come up. I'll get you next, okay? Both of you can come up, actually, if you want to. Okay, come on up. That will keep it moving. We're kind of building, we're kind of building the foundation here. Okay. Okay, try that again. Again. Where would you say she's at for her 10, her version of a 10? Everybody's a little different. Yeah, you're actually doing quite well, but you have more in the tank for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see it.
again?
Yep. We're all judging you.
Everyone is.
All eyes are on you.
That's okay, because I got to get used to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Let's see yourself.
Hey!
By the way, that he's louder than everybody, but that's him at like a 4.
What?
Yeah, do you remember I was saying that everybody's 10 is different? His 10, this guy, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm really, really experienced with reading people, but I totally misread you. I thought you were gonna be the biggest chump I've ever seen up here, and your voice is really good.
Oh, great.
But look, it didn't sound like that. You see that? Look at the distance between the way he talks versus when he actually uses it.
How so?
I mean, you're just like, hey, like that, and then it's like Thor's coming out. Okay, so here, show me again.
Hey!
He's got, I mean, that's very easy, relaxed, great sound coming from him. You have, your potential is through the roof. Yeah, but let's see you actualize that potential.
Hey!
I mean, that guy's loud.
Far better.
Look how loud that guy is.
Well, I'm a rafting guide.
What's that?
I'm a rafting guide.
Yeah. So it's like he goes in his life. He's like, hey, like I'm not gonna shoot you. And then when he actually is like gonna use his voice, he can use it, right?
Let's go.
Yeah, look at that. Okay, here, give it like literally like your version of a 10.
Hey!
Wow, look at that, right? Isn't that crazy? Now try talking to the audience for a little bit at that volume.
Well, how's it? Like for 10?
Well, there's ways of doing it. Yeah.
Well, hey everybody, how's it going, everyone? I'm glad to be up here on stage today, talking to on a.
Now you're trailing off. You're trailing off. Now, by the way, what I want you guys to notice is begin to sort of surmise what somebody's inner psychology might be like based on what you're seeing up here, okay? So if you look at like your inner psychology, like you're really, really, really trying, and you can see that you're really digging deep to do this, and you're able to get out of your head for a minute, but then you fall back in your head a little bit, right? In your case, what I would guess, and I'm just doing cold reads here, I would guess that you're somebody who has situationally contextual confidence. So in other words, yeah, it's like contextual confidence. So in other words, it's not necessarily, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to get feedback. So it's not necessarily evolved yet to, how old are you?
39.
You're 39, okay. So it hasn't evolved yet to a deep-rooted confidence, but it's like, well, when I'm in my domain, when I'm in my strength zone, I'm the man. But then when I'm out of my strength zone, I'm gonna kind of hold back. That's sort of like what I'm seeing, right?
I can see that.
Yeah, so you see how he even talks like, yeah, I could see that, right? And then meanwhile, he's like, boom!
Boom!
Yeah, you see the difference? So show kind of like you kind of talking crappy, and then let's see you talking using your power.
Me talking crappy, I guess, would be something like this.
Yeah, I bet you that's
kind
probably how
of
you
where
talk
it's just
normally.
somewhat to a certain degree.
Yeah, now show me bang!
Bam! Here we go for a Marcel and Owen presentation.
Louder.
A presentation for everyone here to see and hear and appreciate.
Louder!
Louder? Well, we can talk louder, but I don't know what else to say.
You have more in there. Go. Louder, louder.
Louder!
Again.
Again!
Again.
Again!
Again.
One more time!
Okay, yeah. See, do you guys see what's buried in there?
What's buried in there?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he's got it buried in there, right?
What is it though?
So it's this thing where you have like incredible confidence built in there, but you're kind of just like tamp it down, I guess, for whatever reason. Is it because you teach shooting, so you're afraid that like you don't look like a crazy person?
No.
Like you don't look like you're like about to go on like the rampage or something? You're afraid people are gonna think that?
No. I mean, not that I think of. I never thought of that.
Are you carrying right now?
No.
Okay. So.
I do go to the shooting range, but that's not what I.
Yeah. Okay. So, you have a lot of potency in there, okay? But, okay, so what I want to show you guys is when people are coming up, I want you guys to project into their mind and see what it is that's going on in their mind. So start asking yourself, what can I tell about this person based on how they're coming up on stage? Okay, give them a hand, guys. Thank you, that's really good. Yeah, really good. Really good. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have you two come up. Yep. That look you're giving is exactly why I'm bringing you up. So we're here to be expanded. I can see how excited you are to get up. She's just been itching to get up here, guys. Like I literally saw her. She was like, pick me, pick me. Okay. Yeah, you got this. Go. Yeah, so you see what's going on, right? Is that her real voice? No. Okay, you try it. So let's start to dig into the psychology behind what's going on there. And I know that you guys, if you're in this room, you're very intelligent, you've accomplished some amazing things. So we're just trying to kind of expand it a little bit, right? We're trying to take it to that next level. So what do you do?
I run holistic retreats.
Oh, that's amazing. And what do you do?
I'm in the process of creating a platform,
What kind of platform?
a sports-centric social media platform.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, is that involving tech?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so what can you guys tell just reading into their psychology? Like, start getting to the point that you start being able to read people. You actually can look at people and what they're dealing with by the way that they're communicating. So what did you notice about her based on the way she's communicating?
She's willing to defend her project.
I like that part, yeah, but what are you seeing about, as far as her volume and her self-stifling?
She has a big vision, but doesn't.
Louder.
She has a big vision, but it doesn't sound like she doesn't sound confident in putting it out.
Yeah, the funny thing is you probably even know how to do it, but it's just like that ability to relate it to other people, right? And there's also a big defensiveness here. It's like a prickly porcupine, like looking at me, like just, yeah.
Actually, it is.
Yeah.
But not for the reasons that you think.
Okay, well then let's press pause. Okay, so then, and how about, and you go as well, okay? Okay, what do you guys notice about her then? Just for some feedback for her to help her.
Cool hat.
Cool hat. What do you guys notice about her communication?
Her body language is closed. Open it up a bit more.
Yeah, okay, so what I saw with you started like boom, and then you self-stifled. And then you have like this amazing vision in you, but you're kind of swallowing it, is what I saw. Okay? What's that? Protecting it, okay. So what would you say are some things, how much, are you in front of crowds quite a bit?
And crowds, and small crowds.
Smaller crowds. Okay, so you're used to talking to small crowds. So let's just try it again a little bit and just get it to unlock. And I'll tell you more about why I start with this. Yeah, but we'll make it like it's nothing. Okay, we'll make this like it's nothing. So, right, say when I talk to my kids, it can be taught. Okay, so go, So is that a lack of volume that she has as a part of her communication, or is that a psychological governor on top holding her in? Okay, and then you give it another try. You give it another try. Okay, and then you give it a try again. I like it. That's very good. Thank you. Thank you. I like it. Okay, so what are you noticing about her psychology based on what she did there? So that's an improvement. What are you noticing about her psychology?
She's holding back.
Yeah, she pressed through and then came back a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is and I know that this is like, a lot kind of coming at you once here. Okay, I'm going to explain why we start with this after. Okay, there's very, very specific reasons why we start like this. Actually, how about I tell everybody now, guys? The reason why I start with this, I have a personal belief that the degree to which we are stifled externally is a manifestation of internal stifling. So in other words, I believe that the way that you're limiting yourself in your expression is to some extent occurring inside your mind as well. So as you're able to expand on your expression, your mind, for example, I don't take psychedelics, but you guys know, for people who do I just don't happen to do them. But for people who do psychedelics, what are some of the purported benefits of psychedelics? I don't personally do them. I actually don't even necessarily recommend them. But for people who've had a good experience, how would you purport the benefits of psychedelics?
You laugh a lot.
Laughing a lot, okay. you got high, but how about the more profound benefits?
Very expansive.
Expansive, connected, what else? What's that? Heightened awareness. What else, guys? Expands perception. What's that?
It's a reminder of things that you already knew.
Okay, yeah, kind of reconnects you to your core. So, and connection. So, a lot of people would say that it shows you what your mind is capable of. Like, it shows you that your mind is broader than you realize. That you're capable of thinking more grander thoughts and bigger thoughts and more outside the box than you fully realized. So what I've noticed will happen is that if you can actually unstifle your communication, you'll almost feel like this weird block pop off your brain, and you're able to think more laterally, you're able to think outside the box. So actually, like, a big thing for me is that I try to train people on not just becoming a content creator, but something called a thought leader. Say the word thought leader. Okay, so I've been very, very fortunate to train a lot of thought leaders or pioneers in different industries. Like, we're talking as big as it gets. Like, the biggest, they've been my clients. It's kind of a crazy thing. To be fair, I met a lot of them when they were in their early 20s. When I was in my early 20s, they were dorks, I was a dork, but I'll take the credit. So the idea being is that if you want to be a thought leader and you want to think expansively, you have to be able to get out of your own way. So you have to be able to shut off the programming and go, just be able to move your mind, right? Like, what I'm doing is not a technique. I actually have friends who teach vocals, like Roger Love, that are amazing. They teach technique. What I'm showing here is not even technique. What I'm showing here is 100% mental, 100% spiritual. It's just you getting out of your own way. So what I want you to do is I want you to just allow your mind, like almost like meditate. Do you ever do meditation? Okay, so, and I bet you do a lot. So what I want you to do is, like meditating, allow the meditation to be right on that point. That's actually a meditation. That's shutting off your mind. That will happen when you shut off your mind and you allow your awareness on a single point of focus, okay? So let's try that again, okay? Like, even just like look at my finger here and just go, like right on my finger. Yeah, that's higher order potential. Okay, so we'll do this as an exercise. Just look right at my finger, right at that weird ring. Look right at the ring, right at the finger. Do that. Yeah, more. I'm going to do it with you, okay? Okay, so I'll sing back. Okay, so go, do it with me, okay? Okay, now what happened there was because I did it, it gave her permission within the group to feel safe to let go a little bit more. So I'm going to do that with you, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it off, but feel what that feels like, and then just keep going even when I shut it off. Keep it going as long as you can after I shut off, okay? Again, do it with me. Very good. That's really good. See that? Right? Now, do you see how she's smiling there too? Okay? She's like, I'm not smiling. Okay, see how she's smiling? So what that is you'll when you sort of like unplug the caps on the mind, you start laughing, you start smiling, you start feeling good, and then your mind will start thinking even more broadly. Okay? So like,
My kids are gonna kill you, you know that.
I don't doubt it. Okay, yeah. So
They're the first ones to tell me, Mom, but don't scream at me. Don't just lower your voice.
Well, you know what? And thank you for telling me that, because that's like, is that, okay, because I actually, sometimes I don't fully get what people are saying. Like, was that real or you're joking or half and half?
No.
That's a bit real, right?
Can I get pissed?
Yeah, got it. Okay, so I guess what I would, how old are your kids?
27, 26, 18, and 16.
That's some serious work you're putting in there. Okay, so you might relate to that conversation that we had earlier. Okay, so so anyway, so what she is saying is that her family might be frustrated if she expresses herself, you know, and it might just be like a little bit much coming at them, right? So I think what I would say is, so this is kind of a crazy thing. I'm going to tell you something a little bit off the wall. So I have 3 kids myself, okay? So my kids, this is like a weird thing, pretty much never, ever, ever misbehave, will do anything that I say, except the weird thing is I have no rules at all, other than you can have anything you want. So this is a crazy thing with parenting, okay? So like, try to follow this. You're allowed to have anything you want. I will buy, I'm like, buy more stuff. What do you want? I'll buy you anything. And my kids look at me like I'm a weirdo. They're like, Dad, like, we don't need anything. I'm like, go do something. Like, go get in trouble. They're like, we don't want to get in trouble. Like, it's kind of a weird thing. okay?
I 100% agree with you.
Okay, so you're able to see
Same
that.
thing.
Okay, so,
I get pissed when they don't do that.
okay, so you understand, okay. Yeah, so it's this weird thing where I was able to kind of like do reverse psychology on my kids. So I've used total reverse psychology on them. The only thing that I do have to put them in check on is screen time, because like those freaking YouTube is like crack cocaine for kids. So that one I have had to like pull back a bit. But the point being is with the volume thing, is like if you can, have you ever heard the Tao Te Ching?
No, I have not.
Okay, so that one talks about like non-reactive energy, like not creating reactiveness. You've probably been into that, I'm guessing, right? So you guys are friends, right? Yeah, related? You look like sisters. Okay, so you might, because we can't go down every rabbit hole, but you might share with her later some of that stuff about like non-reactivity. But there's so much stuff that I could show you, like, and I'll do everything I can today and tomorrow to show you this stuff. But there's like frames upon frames upon frames upon frames that we could work with this on. But just to kind of get the ball rolling, that little progress that you made there, just try to sit with that for a little bit, and then we'll come back to it, okay? And we're going to do this one last time together, okay? Okay, ready? One.
Hearing my voice.
I do. It was personal. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you wanted me to continue?
We do. Yeah, and how about all of us do it together? And then when I do this, then she'll continue. Everybody in the room. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Yeah, that's super good. Yeah, that's really, really good. Thank you. Yeah, and thank you.
Good?
Okay, you killed it. I'm trying to break down the walls of showing you how to get rid of those inner blockers. So voice is just one of many ways that we can get rid of those inner blockers, okay? Now, a couple other things that I want you guys to know. This is important to note this, okay? So for those of you that want to be in communication for your business, a couple things to notice. One is I'm not attached to speakers, okay? I'm not attached on speakers. So keep that in your mind a little bit. I'm not using the speaker system. I'm not even really yelling. But I'm not attached on the speakers. Notice that. Another thing to notice is I'm not reading off of PowerPoints. Not that that's a bad thing, by the way, but I'm not reading off of PowerPoints. So what are some things that are happening right in front of you? I'm trying to teach you this kind of like in an indirect way. What are some things that I'm doing here that I want to teach you how to do as well? Eye contact, yep.
Using your hands.
Hands is good, yeah. You're seeing it at the surface, which is good. What else? Projecting, good. But to be able to do this, what I'm doing up here in front of you, okay, so a weird thing is, and I'm not kidding when I say this, I can bring my 11-year-old kid in this room, and he's as loud as me, and he can run the event. And he doesn't need notes either. And I never taught him how to do that. So why is it that he's able to do that? What are the things that allow me to do what I'm doing here? And I can do this off my core subject matter. I have countless videos about this online. Confidence, yep. What else?
Repetition.
Yeah, the repetition that creates confidence, yep. But what else? Being present. Present is the big one. So it's getting out of your own way. Getting out of your own way. And when you get out of your own way, that's when you've achieved your best performance. And what happens is, what I'm doing here, what I'm showing you, because it's unfortunate that people at home don't get your experience because the mic caps it. You know, the mic caps it. You might notice that someone comes up beside me and they're like shocked, but the mic caps it. I've had it where like, because the mics auto adjust. So people at home will never properly experience it. But what I'm doing is energetic. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the hose and I'm unkinking the hose. I'm doing something every single person here, in my personal opinion, can do. And I've taught many to do it, many. Which is basically just unkink the frickin' hose. Unkink the hose. That's what I'm showing you guys up there. I'm just, what you're seeing with the voice up here is happening inside the mind. It's that you have a flow of energy, but you're kinking it off. And this is a really deep, scary, profound, layered topic that goes into everything as far as what happened in 2020, to a lot of social stuff. There's a lot of deep, behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on. I've got friends in layers of government, and I hear a lot of stuff, and it's crazy. But You know, that's just because I do a lot of, I put my face out there a lot, so I know people almost everywhere. It's like being a real life Tyler Durden. You ever seen the movie Fight Club? Yeah, everywhere he goes, people know him. But I kind of have like a vibe like that going. It's kind of a weird thing. So, you know, I've got people everywhere telling me everything. It's insane the things I hear. So, and these are not like, you know, conspiracy theories. These are like heads of government that I'm friends with, and they're just like, yo, dude, like, uh-oh, you know, heads up. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Like that thing where the hose is kinked, that's not you. That's the main thing I want to relate to you. That isn't you. That's a shell of you. That's not you. It's a shell of you. So many ways to unkink the hose, but one of it is vocal, right? Just learning to get out of your own head. That's like a simple, easy way to do it. So why don't we do that together just for a sec, and then we'll get on to some other topics, okay? So everybody at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Louder. Everybody stand up so your whole body's in it. Stand up. I know it's a long day. Stand up. Again. And this time, the loudest of all three. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Very good. Okay, very, very good.